Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Lori Wondra. Lori is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I am Lori Wondra, and thank you for listening. What's up with the energies of February? Well, February arrives in this 9-year cycle. It really carries the energy of healing. Energies of the wood snake are calling us to shed all of our outdated paradigms, upgrade our belief systems, align with our emotional compass, and follow our soul's higher blueprint. February is generally known as the second month in numerology, and February's collective numerology for 2025 actually breaks down to the number 11. For many of you, 11 in itself is a sacred gateway, but if we break down 11 even further, it breaks down to the number 2. 11 is the first master number, and it indicates that it truly is a month of mastery. Now, the number 2 is also a very intense feminine energy. This symbolizes balance, harmony, insights, loving relationships, and aligning with our path. Its energies include prosperity and partnership, and we'll be reminded through the month of February to tune into our heart, finding interconnectedness in opposing forces, greater spiritual awareness, and the potential for psychic intuition and development, and receiving those divine messages that you've reached a new level of awareness. Many of you have been reaching out to me and saying, I'm looking for messages, and I don't feel that the heavens are hearing me. Well, February sweeps in like a lightning bolt and igniting the year with transformative energy. This month is of movement and mastery, where miracles and hidden wonders are often revealed. Sometimes we just have to look, and this year we'll have to look deeper. We gain a push for our path and a sense of responsibility for following that path. There's a lot of distractions out there, and if you've truly left behind your old paradigms, the universe invites you to step fully into alignment with your divine purpose. Be aware, listen, and follow. The recent shift of the lunar nodes from Aries and Libra to Pisces and Virgo at the end of January was a collective pivot toward balancing the ethereal with the practical, logic with emotion, and the intangible with tangible. We bumped up against some opposition, and we're asked to balance or find the balance. Now, the North Node is looking forward, ahead. It leaves Aries and moves into Pisces, and that demands some surrender or acceptance to higher consciousness. Going from a push energy to more of a receiving energy, we're reminded to be in the flow of universal love and trust in the unseen. It pushes our beliefs of what we believe to be true. It pushes us to seek truth in a world that's filled with missteps, misstories, and false statements. It urges the collective to dissolve rigid boundaries and demonstrate compassion and align with more spiritual purpose and heart-centered direction. Meanwhile, the South Node looks backward, looks at where we've been and pushes us to acknowledge what we have learned. The South Node in Virgo wants to hold on to control, to structure, to perfectionism, tethering us to cycles of sometimes overanalysis and fear of imperfection. It's great to look back and learn, but do not live there. Together, they illuminate the need to free ourselves from our obsession with doing and finding healing through presence, faith, and the integration of divine wisdom into practical applications. Cosmic transmits amplify the collective shift. These are messages from beyond, activating a deeper integration of divine feminine and the masculine energies. A renewed sense of purpose emerges for many of you. This will be driven by emotional authenticity and intuitive strengths, and thanks to expansive thought and communication from the ethers. For those that continue to say, but I'm not hearing my messages, listen, pause, create the practices in your life that allow that space for the universe to communicate to you. This month, with the full moon in Leo and a new moon in Pisces, this will inspire innovation, collaboration, forward-thinking solutions, and redefined commitments rooted in truth and shared visions. Our focus becomes sharper on releasing outdated structures and patterns that no longer serve us. And this would include looking for information in places where we previously looked for it. We might need to seek out different sources of truth, different sources of fulfillment, different sources of self-care. Ultimately, this is a sacred gateway to honor both action and reflection. It's also a time of spiritual resurgence, a time of awakening to higher truths, and of course, access to divine guidance. So rather than escaping the material world, this resurgence seeks to merge the ethereal with the tangible in a balanced, harmonious way. Some themes of this month: fortune on all levels, key figures and events that have lasting impacts, freedom from unhealthy desires, and that includes breaking patterns that are just outdated and need to be left behind in the old version of ourselves, elevation towards greatness and wisdom, sources of inspiration for artists and writers as this month proves to be surged with creative energy, fertility, harmony in relationships, and ease of association in partnerships. I can't say that without saying we will be scrutinizing those relationships and those partnerships and deciding if these are some of those connections that we go forward with. We're in a huge time of change, and we want people around us that are like us and support us, and we know we can depend on. Okay, let's see what the planets are doing for us this month. We jump in February 1st. Venus and Neptune are both in Pisces, and that really gives us a nice portal to unconditional love and divine inspiration. Pisces really gives us a platform of love, encourages us to dream, and provides gateways and doorways for divine connection. The heart merges with universal compassion at the time of this conjunction, and that really helps us dissolve false boundaries that are ego-driven. While this energy gives us a soft, somewhat dreamy, watery escape, it also reflects where fantasies blur your reality. Neptune, that watery planet, exposes illusions, asking if we're really clearly seen or if we are just projecting ideals onto others. Now is the time to confront your stories about love, your worth and fulfillment, and align your desires with divine truth. Our collective growth can be undermined by Neptune's influences, blurring reality and exposing illusions or those places we like to escape. As a generational force, this transit highlights the global longing for spiritual elevation, and it challenges us for confronting some of the harsh truths. This is another month where the universe is casting more light upon us, and with that is more light to illustrate and illuminate those things that have been hidden in the shadow. You can use this energy for meditation, for creating and dreaming, and don't lose your footing. This is a month for you to see the truth, to be illuminated to what is your spiritual path and your earthly practices. Be practical. Even when you want to escape into the dreamy sides of life, forgive where it's needed, release false expectations, and embrace the truth that love begins with self-awareness. We jump ahead to February 3rd, and Mars squares Chiron. Mars is retrograde in Cancer, and its energy clashes with healing energy of Chiron in Aries. And Aries is that I am energy, and Aries is ruled by Mars. So this is about bruises and sore spots. Those will be pushed. Our buttons, our triggers will be pushed. And this forces us to seek more balance, honesty that we have those bruises and war wounds, and show us where our vulnerability and our strengths are. This interaction stirs deep emotions, and it brings to light protective instincts and past hurts, revealing fears that probably have held you back from fully expressing your individuality and your courage. There may feel like an inner battle between staying safe and stepping into your power. But on a deeper level, this energy asks you to face the stories you've built around your pain. Those stories that are rooted in defensiveness or avoidance, and now decide if you're ready to rewrite them. Mars retrograde slows the impulsive actions that we have, forces us to reflect before we act, while Chiron pushes us to confront our wounds without any shame. Together they create this powerful portal for healing, but only if you're willing to sit with some of the discomfort and lean into your growth. Recognize the strength in your tenderness and confidence in your vulnerability. It's less about external action and more about reclaiming the inner fire that enables you to move forward authentically, even when it's hard. And February 4th, Venus now enters Aries and Jupiter turns direct. And this is about the energy fields calling us to lead and live with passion and purpose. Some of you have been saying you feel like you've been underwater, not having direction, feeling no energy. Well, when Venus leaves Pisces' watery depths and moves into Aries, we feel that force of fire that ignites our passion, our courage, and our self-assuredness. In Aries, Venus doesn't wait for approval. She claims her worth with confidence and moves unapologetically toward what she desires. Venus in Aries exposes the places in your life where you have played it safe or you have suppressed your true desires, and it demands authenticity now, asking if you're brave enough to show up for yourself and as yourself. Now, Aries fire can be a double-edged sword. It can spark impatience and impulsivity, but also fuel bold action. And while being mindful of the impact your decisions have on others, this energy challenges you to embrace your independence and assert your boundaries. February is a great month to pay attention to this energy because as we move into March, Venus will retrograde in the fire sign of Aries. So we get an early view as to what the energy may possibly bring to us in March. Now, Jupiter moves direct in Gemini. And Jupiter is that lucky planet. It typically magnifies wherever it is. So in that place of Gemini, it's about communication. It's about spiritual mastery and insight. And after months of internal reflection, now we are finally opening the doors to cosmic understanding and mental expansion. There's been a reason that you maybe have been feeling cloudy and unsure and no energy. We've been doing a lot of internal work. Gemini's energy helps the mind to connect seemingly disjointed ideas into very cohesive visions and action plans. Media or public conversations about empowerment, relationships, and individual freedom could be ignited by this energy, especially in how we show up for each other. Movements driven by bold voices may challenge paradigms or challenge the changes. Jupiter's expansive influence in communicative Gemini ensures that these ideas don't remain small, but they cascade out. And this allows for meaningful discussions, open dialogue, and a movement using our voice. Overall, this day inspires individuals and communities to speak up, take risks, and advocate for change with thoughts aligned with deeper truths. It will carry us through the month of February. And February 12th, this is the Leo full moon. This is a time of power, more truth, and revelation. This full moon shines a spotlight on personal power, creativity, and the desire to be seen for who you truly are. But I would say this isn't an ordinary full moon. It's packed with volatile energy that demands authenticity while challenging the ego's need for validation. Opposite this full moon, we have Mercury is sitting in Aquarius, and this lunation position could bring unexpected news or revelations that disrupt our plans and certainly our perceptions. Conversations may be charged, exposing truths that you really didn't anticipate but need to hear. Truth is needed. This is the theme for 2025, and the universe will bring to light falsehoods that any choices you make now have to be based on truth. And if you aren't seeing the truth, the universe will give you the channels and the pathways to find that truth. Mercury's influences challenges us to think critically and really detach from emotional reactivity, even as the full moon tugs at our heartstrings. We have to be grounded in truth. Are you living in alignment with your truth, or are you performing for the approval of others? We have a loose square between the moon and Uranus, and that adds to this intensity. It brings up the possibility of unpredictability and sudden shifts that could really rattle our sense of security. And energy like this disrupts stagnant routine. It shakes us up. It's meant to put us into this place of discomfort. With the moon trining Chiron, it also offers opportunities for deep healing. And if you're willing to face your wounds head on, this is the time to do that. We have collective deep wounds that are coming to the surface now. We have to collectively use our voice and our actions to heal these wounds. Now, the full moon illuminates your strengths and exposes your fears or doubts that are holding you back. This is a time for you to ask and to see and to shed the masks, shed that skin, and stand fully in your light, even if it means navigating temporary turmoil. Those who are brave to claim this energy will experience freedom and empowerment. And February 14th, Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into Pisces, and this makes this time a time of understanding the language of the soul. This is less about actual words, but about the space between or the vibration of the communication. I've always said for years, people can tell me something, but if their vibration doesn't match what they're telling me, it's incredibly confusing. Mercury thrives on logic and precision, but this energy requires us to embrace intuition, dreams, and divine connection. In other words, what we hear might not be the actual vibration. This requires our intuition to kick in. Mercury acts as a bridge between higher realms and collective consciousness. This opens channels for divine messages to flow and encourages us, humanity, to tune into the unseen. This energy amplifies the psychic grid where thoughts, dreams, and emotions merge into one collective vibration. Spiritual downloads and creativity are heightened for those that have created the space and are open to listen. The heart is the compass, and the intuition is stronger than intellect, making it easy to blur the lines between reality and illusion. This challenges the collective to discern truth from illusion. Now, February 18th, Pisces season officially begins, and this is all about divine flow. Pisces season flows in with the sense of mystery and mastery, and it blurs the lines between real and imaginary. As Aquarius season of crisp logic and science and innovation now fades into the background, and we move into Pisces, more fluid emotional depths, more imagination and intuition. Those gifts of inner knowing take over. This season feels like a quiet unraveling where what's hidden beneath the surface emerges, yet nothing is as it seems. There's a sense of subtle strategy in the energy, asking us to navigate life with discernment and certainly with care, and to look at what's been unraveled and not run from it, not hide from it or lie about it, not avoid it, but to see it in its true form. Once we see it in its true form, we must be prepared to take action. Keep it, move it on. This season whispers truths in elusive ways. It challenges us to confront what we have ignored or avoided. The Pisces energy dissolves barriers, connecting us to higher realms while also exposing the illusions that may have been woven around us. It's an opportunity to listen deeply, reflect, and align yourself with your innermost desire. This energy feels intense and it feels like it's preparing us. So when I look at what it might be preparing us for, I see ahead on March 14th, so a month out from now, we'll still be in Pisces season, but we'll experience the intensity of a total lunar eclipse in Virgo. And that further activates the nodal axis shift between Pisces and Virgo. This is the emotions and the physical health are closely linked this season. There's an increase in sensitivity urging gentler routines, more rest, greater attention to spiritual cleansing. Pisces season stirs our soul connections, our soul journeys, our commitments. It stirs those areas of emotional intimacy and deeper unity while also revealing illusions in relationships, healing both our body, our heart, changing and shifting our mental processes. We come through surrendering control and allowing the Spirit to guide the way forward. So I think this period between February 18th and March 14th is going to be a powerful time for many people. Now we jump ahead to February 23rd, where Mars turns direct. And I think this adds more strength and clarity in helping us move with purpose. And we need that at this time. Mars is the planet of action. It's drive and willpower, and it stations direct in Cancer, and that releases months and months of pent-up energy. We finally feel that we have some sort of direction or actionable steps we can take. Mars in Cancer is not the fiery warrior's usual placement. It's more the protector, the nurturer, the defender of sacred places. And this signals a shift in how we channel emotional energy into purposeful action. It's a degree that's infused with karmic significance and resilience. I bring this up because I really feel at this time we are being triggered in past lifetime and ancestral wounds. The things that are happening around us, the news stories, those things that we are maybe participating in are healing the collective consciousness at deeper levels. And as Mars moves forward, the collective feels a surge of momentum, especially in areas where emotions have been held back, or we feel like we've been making progress and suddenly they've been stifled. In addition, the energy activates the divine masculine in its softer, more intuitive form. Mars direct in Cancer calls for action grounded in emotional intelligence, a realignment of the heart, and certainly the alignment of the heart and our mental processes. Now is the time to step forward with courage and honor, show our vulnerability, as well as our vulnerability is a strength, and we are encouraged to heal those old emotional wounds that we've stifled, especially those associated with family, home, and ancestral patterns. This energy asks you, are you using your emotions to uplift or to hinder yourself? Your emotions are your compass. So are you using your emotions? Are you using your compass effectively? Now, Mars direct helps clear the fog of uncertainty, and it reminds us that true power lies in balancing assertiveness with sensitivity. Collective dynamics around asserting needs and protecting boundaries could change due to this cosmic shift. Movements that prioritize emotional well-being and collective care may gain traction. This could be your green light to take decisive action on plans that have been slowly simmering beneath the surface since Mars retrograde back in December of 2024. Whether it's building something brand new or defending what matters most, move forward with intention, fortified by the lessons learned during its retrograde journey. And February 27th, we have a Pisces new moon. This is about anchoring divine wisdom into reality. As this new moon arrives, it calls for deep reflection and intuitive intention setting, urging us to strengthen our relationships with our higher self. The sun's will and the moon's emotional undercurrents unite, dissolving old boundaries and creating space for fresh dreams that align with your soul's truth. Now, this energy is less about action and more about trusting the inner flow to guide your next steps. And we leave the month of February with a minor aspect to Uranus that infuses the moment with innovation and creativity, bringing some unexpected breakthroughs and solutions. Take advantage of this new moon. It's a cosmic reminder to set intentions grounded in faith and vision. Take what you have learned and plant the seeds for a future, and trust that the universe is making the necessary adjustments behind the scenes. Don't hide, don't avoid, don't get pulled into the drama or the trauma. Speak your truth, seek your truth, and listen to your intuition. Overall, this month is an opportunity to surrender to a higher version of yourself and a higher power. With February's energy, you're given the opportunity to let go of control, honor divine timing, and open your heart to abundance. Listen to your higher self and to the universe. Do you believe that your challenges and the breakthroughs that you're experiencing are actually the universe helping to align you to a more prosperous existence? Are you trusting that you have access and you are following the divine plan? Are you trusting that you're supported? I know at times it doesn't feel like there is a plan or we're off track, but sometimes even that being off track is necessary to get the collective back on track. I'm Lori Wondra of Your Life Core, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Lori Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to her monthly newsletter. Lori also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.